Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Janae, if you didn't know, and today's video is another missing persons case. So if you're ready, let's go.
The Carly Russell case in Hoover is bringing back painful memories for a mother in Montgomery.
Her daughter disappeared nearly 2 decades ago, but she says she's still hopeful the case will be solved.
As we know now, Carly Russell was not kidnapped and later returned to her family. But as for Laquanta Riley, she's still missing all these years later.
When Carly Russell disappeared, search efforts were extensive, but years earlier, Pam Bolden says she didn't get the same level of support when her daughter disappeared in Montgomery.
The support that they said was available for her. That's the difference between her case, my case, and a whole lot of others that I've been able to witness.
Laquanta Riley disappeared in 2003. Some believed at the time she left her home willingly, but her mother suspects she was kidnapped. While Bolden is still faithful, her daughter can be found 19 years later.
Each day is a brand new day to continue to look and have hope.
All right, y'all. So today we're going to be talking about Laquanta Nichelle Riley. She was born on February 26, 1984 to a teen mom named Pam Bolden. And because Pam was young when she had Laquanta's aunt will end up taking her in and raising her. However, Pam remained a constant part of Laquanta's life throughout all of her life. She never missed a beat, missed a step. That was still her baby, but Laquanta's aunt took on the responsibility of raising her. And Laquanta was the oldest of 5 kids, and she was described as a bubbly, smart, compassionate young lady who loved cooking and music. She would always be singing, always be trying to cook you something. Her love came through her food. And in 2002, she graduated from high school with honors and a full scholarship for college from Redan High School in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Once in college, she planned to study criminal justice with the hopes of having a career in forensic science. Now, at some point after she graduated high school, she moved to Eufaula, Alabama, and lived with a roommate until around Thanksgiving of 2003. Now, for unknown reasons, Laquanta would end up deciding to move out of this roommate situation and move back in with her aunt. But on December 5th of 2003, Laquanta will go back to this apartment that she had moved out of in order to get some of the stuff that she had left behind. But while she was there, it would appear as though she had gotten into an argument with the roommate because she called her mom upset, asking her could she pick her up and take her back to her auntie house. However, her mom was unable to pick her up, and so Laquanta made other arrangements and went back to her aunt's house, which was about 2 hours away in Montgomery. 2 days later, on December 7, 2003, at around 11:30, Laquanta was picked up from her aunt's house and taken to her mom's house, which was just a couple of miles down the road. Now, she was only going over there to grab a jacket, and when she got there, her brother answered the door, and her brother noticed that she arrived in a car that he had never seen before. He had never seen the car nor the driver. So he asked Laquanta who had just dropped her off over there, and Laquanta said that it was a friend that she had met from around the neighborhood, but she never gave a name, and that was it. She grabbed the jacket and she left. Unfortunately, though, that was the last time anybody in her family would physically see her. Now, the car that her brother saw was described as a dark green Ford Taurus or Chevy Caprice. So when Laquanta left her aunt's house to go to her mom's house to pick up this jacket, she actually left a couple of things behind, which indicated that she was just trying to go to her mama's house right fast and then come right back. She had left her purse and her money over there at her auntie house. So like I said, it seemed like she was just trying to go to her mom's house, grab this jacket, and then go back to her aunt's house. But when nobody had talked to her after a couple of days, they started to worry because that was unlike Laquanta. She was going to call her mama if she wasn't going to call nobody else. And her mom hadn't heard from her. And so 3 days after Laquanta was last seen, Pam called the police and filed a missing persons report. She explained to the police that even though her daughter was 19 years old, it wasn't like her to just leave and not say nothing to nobody. So they checked the police records to see if she had maybe gotten into an altercation or if she was arrested for whatever reason. And they also checked the hospitals to see if maybe she had gotten in a wreck, maybe she had gotten hurt, but there was nothing. Now, Pam did end up receiving a call, but unfortunately she had missed the call, but whoever called left a voicemail. Now, it didn't sound like they tried to leave a voicemail because the voicemail that Pam received was pretty much Laquanta saying, just let me go home or leave me alone. And Pam said that she heard this man in the background say Laquanta's name, but it sounded like her daughter was being held against her will. But unfortunately, that call couldn't be traced, or it just wasn't traced. And that is where the case left off, and it stayed for the next couple of years until Pam received information that Laquanta's name had been used to rent out an apartment in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And if y'all remember, that's where she graduated high school from. So it wasn't just a random place. It would make sense if Laquanta was there. So what her mom did was she went to the apartment complex and she started knocking on doors, and she actually found a tenant who said, yes, Laquanta did live there. She actually lived down the hall, and that she came to that particular neighbor and asked to use their phone after getting into an argument with, I guess, somebody she lived with maybe. But unfortunately she had moved out just a couple weeks before her mom got there. And sadly, that's where this case leaves off. At the time of her disappearance, Laquanta was 5 feet 8 inches tall. She was around 200 pounds. She had black hair, brown eyes. She has her ears and her tongue pierced. She has a RIP or Rest in Peace Misha tattoo on her left arm. There is a tattoo of her name on her right arm, and she also has a scar on her nose. If anybody has any information on the whereabouts of Laquanta, you can contact the Alabama Crime Stoppers at 334-215 stop. You can call the Secret Witness Hotline at 334-262-4000, or you can contact the Montgomery Police Department at 334-625-2831. But yeah, y'all, that is all I have for today's case. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.